investigation, all these investigations have been released. What do you want the public to know about it?
Very interesting, Robin, in all of these pages, hundreds of pages, many, many hours of investigation going to the Philippines, going to Chicago, going all over the country. There's not one scrap of evidence that Michael Jackson ever harmed a child, did anything wrong, committed any crime. It's almost a vindication when you look at this. The FBI looked at all of these matters and said there's nothing here.
Were quite low, and you also don't support reparations for slave descendants. Why do you think your poll numbers are low, and why don't you support reparations?
I think what we have got to do is pay attention to distressed communities, black communities, Latino communities, and white communities all over this country. And as president, I pledge to do that.
Why not support reparations then?
Well, what do you mean by reparations?
By reparations for slave defendants.
I know, but what does that mean exactly?
Money.
Well, I think that right now our job is to address the crises facing the American people and our communities. And I think there are better ways to do that than just writing out a check.
1984, 1980, right. Gucci just a few days ago. This is not about President Donald Trump. This is about racism in the United States of America. Congresswoman, I hear you, but on this, we're not blaming President Trump.
I'm saying that he has divided this country.
No, let me just say this.
He is using race as an
I am not going to continue to let politicians use this man as the excuse to deal with racism in this country. It's been going on for far too long in the United States of America. We need some real truth and reconciliation. Yes, President Donald Trump is a racist. There is no doubt about it. But as we have seen, Democrats delve in racism as well. We got to stop making this about who's a Republican, who's a Democrat. I want to know who's a humanitarian.
That's right.
I want to know who's going to stand up for people's lives, starting with black lives, because when you take care of black lives, everybody's life is taken care of. Everyone's life is taken care of.
And all other people who are not blessed with melanin at this point in time to understand that what has happened in our history is that you have been misinformed as much as we have been misinformed. Much of the information that is brought forth not only from Dr. Muhammad but other areas, other scholars are not available to you, as a sister said, in your curriculums that you have for 400 years when you did not allow us to read and write and was being hidden. Whether you, sir, personally did that or not, it was a legacy that was passed on to you. And I end by saying the Holocaust is simply the greatest atrocity on film. Ours was not filmed.
$1,000 worth of diamonds and gold and everything, and then I'm looking at your shoes that are just a disaster. Now, you explain to me, what's with these shoes all taped up looking tacky?
You see, well, to some people they might say it's tacky, but there's a message in these shoes. You see, these shoes keep me humble. If you recall last time that we met, I had these shoes. They wasn't in that bad of a shape, you know. But these shoes are handed down through my family. My father wore them, my brothers wore them, and things like that. So they keep me humble, keep me and let me remember that I have a brothers and sisters back in Chicago, not doing to where I got mother and father that I must take care of. So you see, out in Hollywood, and especially all the money that I'm making now, it's so easy for me to get caught up in all this material stuff and forget where I'm coming from. So wherever I'm whether I'm with a governor or a mayor or a reception or whatever, I look down at my shoes and let me know, hey, I can't get too carried away here. So it keeps me level. As I say, I want to keep my feet on the ground and my head toward heaven.
Are those the only shoes you have, T?
No, I have other shoes, but you know, these shoes just put emphasis on where I'm at. Sometimes I'll be in gym shoes and things like that, but when I go out personal appearance, I wear these shoes because there's a message in there.
Now, people look at you and the jewelry and the diamonds and everything, and I'm sure that some people, if they don't say it to your face, they think, you know, okay, why doesn't he feed hungry people with all the loot that it takes for these?
He said, well, I don't know. Well, evidently those people, they don't read about, they don't know nothing about Mr. T. You know, I just was on the Battle Network Stars, ABC, NBC, and CBS. I won $10,000. I gave it to my church. I just fed, for Thanksgiving, just fed 500 citizens that's in homes and whatnot, because the guy was one, he said, where would I get this money from? So I sent $2,500 to feed them, you know. So, but like I said, but I'm not going to go into all the history with all I do. You know, because the people can always think things or whatever. Even if I just told you what I'm doing, people say, well, that's just a front. He ain't doing it, you know. But God knows. I can't lie to God. I can lie to you, but I can't lie to God. Why do you think I'm keep getting so much? Last time we talked, I didn't have this much. Now I'm getting more. And if we meet again next year, I will have more. Why? Because the Bible says, blessed be the cheerful giver. I'm thanking God that I can able to give so much. That's why I get so much. They say when you give, it comes back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And it's running over. I turn out more offers than the average guy get because I give so much.
I believe you.
I can't beat God given. I get so far this year, I gave over $100,000 already. But don't get me wrong, I don't want people out there in the audience to write me a letter and say, Mr. T, I need $100, this and that. No, don't go like that. I channel my money to my church, you know. So like I said, I don't want people get the wrong idea that come running to me for money. It don't go like that. It goes like Jesus said, if we give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. If I teach you to fish, I'll feed you for a lifetime. If you ain't been coming to church, you know, don't come out and say, well, Mr. T, I believe in God too. You know, it don't go like that. That's why the Bible says only the pure in heart shall see God. You know, if you ain't been serving God, you ain't going to get nothing.
We have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man, as we know this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying. And people ought to understand that. I don't see why they don't understand that. They know what they've done to us all across this country.